Senior High School On-Air Academy. Unstoppable! Delivering you quality education amidst pandemic.
To defer school opening to October 5.
Unstoppable!
Giving you accessible learning platform anytime, anywhere.
Ng klase, whatever form it is.
Comprehensible!
Buckle up and get yourself ready.
I will repeat, then you will do it later on.
Accurate!
The sphere that includes all living
Today,
things.
we will be talking about rational functions.
Simplified.
This is Jaw speaking. How may I help you?
This is ZTED School Radio's Senior High School On-Air
On-Air
Academy. And now, here's your new episode for General Matibay.
Your guide in the subject General Mathematics. General Matibay.
General Matibay.
Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. That is a famous line from Warren Buffett, the fourth wealthiest man in the world. Life itself is topsy-turvy. Upside-down scenarios are real when you don't know how to gain control of things. Just like spending. Oops, just wait. But before we continue and have a great talk, good morning, dear learners. Great day to our Matinic and Matitibay idols. We are now on the third week of second quarter. For this episode, we will be talking about definition of annuity and other terms related to it, and illustrating simple and general annuities. I am Sir Jeremy Tamayo Hilbaliga, your radio teacher. Come and join me. Together, let's make learning on the radio productive and happy. Let us all get ready. Set all things to be needed. Notebook, pen, and other materials. Go for health protection. Do not forget to sanitize your hands. It is always good and never bad to follow healthy and safety precautions to win the race against COVID-19. Last episode, we have discussed about solving problems involving simple and compound interest. Do you still remember the formula for simple interest? How about compound interest? I bet you do. The formula for simple interest is I is equal to P times R times T, where I is the interest, P is the principal amount, R is the rate of interest converted into decimal, and T for the time or loan period converted into years. If we want to look for the amount repayable or accumulated, we have A is equal to principal multiplied by the sum of 1 and product of R and T. While on compound interest, we use the formula A is equal to P times the sum of 1 and I raised to N, where A refers to the accumulated amount, P per principal, I for the interest rate expressed in decimal, and N for the number of interest periods. I bet you remember those formulas correctly. And so, let us move on to the first moment of truth, the checking of your previous quiz. For the given problem, what would 1,000 peso become in saving account at 3% per year for 3 years when the interest is not compounded? What would the same amount become after 3 years if the same rate but compounded annually? Which kind of interest earns more money and by how much? Oh, sounds hard at glance. I repeat, what would 1,000 peso become in saving account at 3% per year for 3 years when the interest is not compounded? What would the same amount become after 3 years with the same rate but compounded annually? And which kind of interest earns more money and by how much? Digesting the given problem, we have the given principal amount of 1,000 pesos, rate of 3%, and time for 3 years. Using the formula, A is equal to P times the sum of 1 and product of RT. For the accumulated value for simple interest problems, we have 1,090 pesos. And for compound interest using the same given, we have the accumulated value of 1,092.73 pesos, using the formula we had discussed last week. So in conclusion, the account which is compounded annually earns more money by 2.73 pesos as compared to the same account with simple interest. I repeat, the account which is compounded annually earns more by 2.73 pesos as compared to the same account with simple interest. You might think like, oh, it's just 2 pesos and 73 centavos. Take note that no matter how small it is, an additional will always be an additional. Soon, in a long run, it will be much as it grows. May we give a clap to ourselves for a job well done on the activity. If only we are in the classroom, I would ask students to raise their hands for those who got it right. We are all missing those scenarios, aren't we? I know we all miss being in the classroom. For now, remain to be obedient and responsible citizen to help us fight the spread of the virus. And so going back, congratulations once again to all of you. Keep it up because after some reminders, we are about to begin today's discussion.
Taho! Taho kayo dyan! Di makatulog sa gabi sa kaiisip, damdamin ko'y mayroong lungkot hanggang sa panaginip. Oh, Berto, di ka ba nakatulog kagabi? Hindi nga ho, Kuya Pekto. Dala ho siguro ng lungkot ng pag-iisa dito sa bahay. Di ho kasi makalabas dahil sa COVID-19. Hay. Berto, may 3 bagay na dapat kang tandaan para maiwasan ng lungkot sa mga ganitong sitwasyon. Una, alamin ang dahilan ng iyong kalungkutan. Pangalawa, maaaring ipabatid ang iyong nararanasan sa mga taong malalapit sa iyo. Nariyan ang internet para makausap mo sila. At ang pangatlo, ilaan mo ang iyong oras sa mga bagay na ikaw ay magiging abala. Hindi lang pisikal na kalusugan ang mahalaga, Berto, pati pang kaisipan rin. Tatandaan ko yan, Kuya Pekto. Maraming salamat sa payo. Isang paalala mula sa kagawaran ng edukasyon at ng himpilang ito.
I hope all is set. You're free from distractions and you can clearly hear me as we start digging the lesson. Do you have your grandparents or any relatives who have worked in the government or private companies before their retirement? Do you worry about their financial security as they grow old? Worry no more because annuity takes the lead on securing their future. Listen up as we discuss what annuity is all about. Hence, let us have a game where annuity is being used. Jumbled letters will be given and your task is to decode the word. Definitions will be given as a clue. Alright, let's begin. For the first word, the letters are the following: I, N, S, L, L, A, T, M, E, T, and N. Once more, we have I, N, S, L, another L, A, T, M, E, T, and N. Here's the clue. It is a sum of money due as one of several equal payments for something. It spreads over an agreed period of time. A word related to this is partial payment. I repeat, the word related to this is a partial payment. Okay, go! The answer is installment. The second word has the letters I, N, U, S, R, A, C, N, and E. I repeat, the letters are I, N, U, S, R, A, C, and E. Clue: it is a protection against loss for which you pay a certain sum periodically in exchange for a guarantee that you will be compensated under stipulated conditions for any specified loss by fire, accident, death, etc. I can feel that most of our learners got it. If your answer is insurance, then you are correct. Now, let us have the last word. It contains the letters A, N, O, and L. Again, we have A, N, O, and L. It is defined as a thing that is borrowed, especially a sum of money that is expected to be paid back with interest. Alright, for this, the answer is loan. Congratulations! We are just starting, and the vibration of excitement is already in. Keep that excitement within until the last minute of our discussion. The words installment, insurance, and loans are just some of the words associated with the term annuity. To start with, let us define annuity. Annuity is a sequence of payments made at equal or fixed intervals or period of time. It is a series of cash flow distributed over a period of time, which means time of successive payment. Example of annuities are mortgage payment, car loan payment, insurance, pension payments, regular deposits to savings account, and so on. Individuals having 5 to 6 Bombays are locally known by elders is an example of annuity. See, there are many things happening around us that we don't know what it is called properly. At least, another vocabulary has been added. Come and say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Annuity. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Annuity. Annuities may be classified in different ways. First is according to payment interval and interest period. Second, according to time of payment. And the third one is according to duration. For this discussion, we will be dealing only with the first classification, which is according to payment interval and interest period, the simple and general annuity. We will be giving now the definition of the two annuities to see their difference. Simple annuity is an annuity where the payment interval is the same as the interest period. An example of this is the installment payment for an appliance at the end of each month with interest compounded monthly. The payment interval is monthly, and the interest period is also on a monthly basis. Easy, right? The other one is general annuity. It is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. Take note, an emphasis on the word not. The payment interval is not the same as the interest period. Need an example? Alright, so for this, a monthly installment payment of a car with an interest rate that is compounded annually. I repeat, example, a monthly installment payment of a car with an interest rate that is compounded annually. I guess you already have the hint. You're right. The payment interval is monthly while the interest period is annually. Therefore, this is indeed an example of general annuity. I have here sample of problems. Let us try to determine whether the annuity problem is an example of simple annuity or a general annuity. Let us have number 1. Find the amount of an annuity of 2,500 pesos every 3 months for 3 years if the interest rate is 8% per annum compounded annually. I repeat, Find the amount of an annuity of 2,500 pesos every 3 months for 10 years if the interest is 8% per annum compounded annually. Is it a simple or general annuity? Here, the payment interval is quarterly or every 3 months, which is different from the interest period. Yes, you are correct, class. This is an example of a general annuity problem. Let us have the second example. Steve plans to save for her retirement by investing 2,000 pesos every month. How much will she have after 20 years if interest is 6% per annum compounded monthly? Once again, Steve plans to save for her retirement by investing 2,000 pesos every month. How much will she have after 20 years if the interest is 6% per annum compounded monthly? Is it a simple or general annuity? Do you already have your answers? Look at the payment intervals and interest periods. What do you notice? I can feel that we are of the same thoughts. If then, you are correct. It is a simple annuity because the payment intervals and interest period are the same, which is monthly as stated in the problem. Congratulations, class! Let us make you not just mathinik and matitibays. Let us bring out more of you to become mathuhusay. Here are some points to remember in determining the type of annuities which will be later used in solving the present or future value of annuity. Listen attentively as we enumerate them. We have the term of annuity, or T, or stands for time between the first payment interval and last payment interval. We also have the regular or periodic payment, or R, which stands for the amount of each payment. We also have the amount or future value of an annuity, or F, which stands for the sum of future values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. And lastly, we have the present value of an annuity, or P, which stands for the sum of the present values of all the payments to be made during the entire term of the annuity. Now, I will give you a situation or a problem and you will identify the given. Also, tell whether it illustrates a simple annuity or a general annuity. Are you ready? That is the fighting spirit. Let us have example then. A deposit of 5,500 pesos was made at the end of every 3 months for 3 years to an account that earns 5.6 interest compounded quarterly. Let us identify one by one the given in the problem. What is the term of annuity? Yes, that's right. It is 3 years or equivalent to 36 months. How about the periodic payment? Yes, it is 5,500 pesos. How about the payment interval and the interest period? Done thinking? The periodic payment is every 3 months and the interest period is quarterly. Is the periodic payment and interest period the same? Yes? No? Or not sure? Are we doubtful of our answer? Not to prolong the agony, every 3 months and quarterly is the same. Same as 6 months and semi-annually, and 12 months for annually. Therefore, the problem is an example of simple annuity. Did you get it right? For those who did not get it right, it's okay. Chances are always available. We have second, third, or many more chances to make things right. But repeating the same mistakes is already a choice. So class, always remember that keep doing what you think is right. Mathematics is indeed around us. No hows, no whys. It is already a part of our lives. Anyway, going back to the topic, let us have another problem. 300 pesos payment is made at the end of each month within 5 years that charges 1.05% interest compounded quarterly. Identify the term of annuity, periodic payments, payment interval, and the interest periods. Check your answers as we reveal it. The term of annuity is 5 years or 60 months. Periodic payments of 300 pesos monthly payment interval and interest periods quarterly. Hence, this is an example of general annuity because the payment interval and interest periods are not the same. I can feel that you are now very good at identifying the given of an annuity problem. Is that a sign of an easily solving problem? Oops! We cannot do and merge lots of information in just one sitting within a range of 30 minutes discussion. Hold those excitements for now, because we will be dealing with solving for the present and future values of simple and general annuities on the upcoming episodes. So always stay tuned at SDO Isabela Radio-Based Instruction. Together with all the powerful experts in every episode, we are always here to give you a fun and productive learning. As we see on our given problems, annuity is about spending. Not spending, which means wasting out money, but rather spending on our own preference and sake. Let us have this example. As we grow old, there are two issues we fear. One is maintaining good health. The other is running out of money in retirement and outliving our income. We cannot do much about good health other than the usual things we know. However, we can be of great assistance in overcoming the fear of running out of money. An annuity premises to provide a guaranteed lifetime payments that cannot be outlived. Our lolos and lolas and other members of the family are already receiving their pensions or retirement benefits. They are now reaping the good spending of their money. How about you, class? While young, you may be done some savings on the bank. It may not be intended for your retirement because you are still young, but you may use it for the future needs like preparation for college life. Don't be discouraged if you all have a small amount for now to save. As what Martin Luther King Jr. have said, you don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Soon, you will be at the top of the staircase holding your savings that grew. But beside every yes is a no. Good has bad. Right has left. Big has small. And advantage has disadvantages. There is always an opposite reaction to every opposite action, if not taken care of properly. Just like taking loans from a bank for an investment or having some gadgets to buy. This might bring for some a bankruptcy or any other means of losing more money. It is all about being responsible on spending and planning. So class, those are just some of the practical use or applications of annuity in real-life situations. It is not just a pure computation of numbers based on pre-existing formula. Mathematics is always beyond that. Are you still with us, dear Mathinik and Matitibay? And now, mahuhusay na estudyante. Don't be too much emotional about retirement benefits. You are still young, and you can do more than that as long as you study hard. Study hard, isn't it? Now, let us have a recap of the lesson we have discussed for today. Annuity is defined as a sequence of payment made at an equal or fixed interval or period of time. It is a series of cash flows distributed over a period of time, which means time of successive payments. We also have given examples of annuities such as mortgage payment, loan payments, pension payments, and insurances. Moreover, we classified annuities according to payment interval and interest period. The simple and general annuity, The simple annuity is an annuity where the payment interval is the same as the interest period, while the general annuity is an annuity where the payment interval is not the same as the interest period. We also identify the terms and the terms of annuity, periodic payments, present value, and future value, which will be used for upcoming lessons on computing the annuity. Now, it is your time to shine to show what you have mastered for today's discussion. Hold your pen tight, secure your notebooks, and get ready for a short quiz after some of these reminders.
Mare, baka pwedeng makahiram muna ng pera mo. Pambili ko ng cellphone ni Junior. Malapit na ang pagbubukas ng klase, ngunit wala pa rin siyang gagamitin. Ay, paano na kaya ito?
Naku, Mare, hindi mo na kailangang bumili ng cellphone dahil may iba't ibang learning modalities ang DepEd, gaya ng reader-based instruction, TV-based instruction at modular learning. Hindi lang online learning.
Ay, ganun ba, Mare? Sige, Mare, mauna na ako. Ibabalita ko pa yan kay Junior. Salamat!
Ang paalalang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng DepEd at ng bilang ito.
And we're back! I know you are all ready for a simple battle of learning for today. Your task is to identify the term of annuity, period of payments, payment interval, and interest periods. After which, determine whether it is a simple or general annuity. Let us start then. Number 1. An annuity of 1,200 pesos every 6 months for 12 years. If the interest is 6% per annum compounded monthly. I repeat, an annuity of 1,200 pesos every 6 months for 12 years if the interest is 6% per annum compounded monthly. Here is the second item. For the past 5 years, Jeff has been depositing 500 pesos every month into an investment account. The interest rate is 5.4% per annum, compounded monthly. I repeat, for the past 5 years, Jeff has been depositing 500 pesos every month into an investment account. The interest rate is 5.4% per annum, compounded monthly. Let's proceed to number 3. Mr. Hewines started to deposit 1,500 pesos every month in a fund that pays 5% compounded quarterly. How much will be the fund after 10 years? I repeat, Mr. Hewines started to deposit 1,500 pesos every month in a fund that pays 5% compounded quarterly. How much will be the fund after 10 years? Are we now done with our simple quiz? Have some water and relax. I know that lots of neurons have been used. Always remember that it is better to endure hardships and learning than to live forever with ignorance. I know you have done your best to answer those questions correctly. Answers will be revealed next week. Thank you for staying with us until the end of this lesson. Thank you for obediently following tips and reminders for our own safety. We are all heroes because of our obedience. Once again, congratulations everyone. If you have any questions regarding today's lesson, feel free to message your subject teacher in General Mathematics. For sure, they will be glad to assist you. Together, let us make this distance learning distant to ignorance. The next lesson will be on distinguishing simple and general annuities. I am sure you're excited for this episode. In the name of our scriptwriter, Mr. Junel M. Madarang, I am Sir Jeremy Tamayo Hilbaliga of SDO RBI team. Have a wonderful day, my dear students. Goodbye!
Patuloy ang edukasyon. para sa ating henerasyon.
Sa daan ng pagkatuto ay walang may iwan.
Kaya halina sa Radyo Eskwela!